They left us for bigger clubs. Manchester United, Barcelona, Manchester City. But guess what happened next? Their careers absolutely crashed and burned. Today, we're exposing the players who made the biggest mistake of their lives. You know what's wild? We've spent years watching our best players leave for supposedly bigger clubs. Barcelona, Manchester United, Manchester City, you name it. But here's the thing that absolutely kills me. Most of them completely flopped after they left. They thought the grass was greener, but it turned out to be fake grass. So today, I'm counting down 10 players whose careers absolutely nosedived after leaving the Arsenal. Some of these will shock you, some will make you laugh, and all of them will make you realize just how special this club really is. Let's start with a big one, Alexis Sanchez. Now, I'll give credit where it's due. This man was absolutely sensational for us. 80 goals in 166 appearances. He carried us on his back during some tough seasons. But then came January 2018. He decided Manchester United was the move. And oh boy, what a disaster that turned out to be. Remember those piano videos? In the seasons at United and Inter Milan on loan, he became a shadow of the player we knew. At Arsenal, he was electric, unpredictable, absolutely unplayable on his day. At United, 5 goals in 45 appearances. 5 goals! The man who used to terrorize Premier League defenses couldn't even get past Ashley Young in training. He went from being the highest-paid player in the Premier League to being shipped off to Inter Milan just to get him off the wage bill. Sure, he won trophies at Inter, but let's be honest, he was a rotation player at best. The Alexis we knew and loved, he died the day he put on that red United shirt. At number 9, the Ox, Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain. This one hurts a bit because we actually liked him. He was one of our own, came through as a youngster, had bags of potential, but in 2017 he thought Liverpool was the answer. He wanted Champions League football and thought Klopp would unlock something special. Now, I'll admit he had one good season at Liverpool, that 2017-18 campaign where he actually looked like he'd made the right choice. But then came the injuries, knee ligament damage that kept him out for over a year. And when he came back, he was never the same. At Arsenal, he made 198 appearances and was a regular starter. At Liverpool, he became a permanent bench warmer. 6 years at Anfield, and what does he have to show for it? A Champions League medal, where he didn't even play in the final because he was injured. The Ox went from being a guaranteed starter at Arsenal to celebrating trophies from the physio table. Shoulda stayed, mate.
Alex Song, the man who thought he was too good for Arsenal. Remember when Song was absolutely bossing the Premier League midfield? 2011-12 season, he had 15 assists. 15 assists as a defensive midfielder. That's absolutely insane. He was playing those ridiculous through balls to Van Persie. He looked like the next Patrick Vieira. And then Barcelona came calling. Now, you'd think Barca would be perfect for a midfielder like Song, right? Wrong. Completely and utterly wrong. He couldn't adapt to their system. He looked lost, confused, completely out of his depth. Made only 65 appearances in 2 seasons at Barcelona. They shipped him off to West Ham on loan where he was average at best. Then he bounced around clubs like Rubin Kazan, Sion, and Djibouti. Djibouti! From playing at the Emirates to playing in the Djibouti Premier League. That's not a decline, that's a nosedive. Oh boy, here we go. Emmanuel Adebayor. This one still makes my blood boil. Not just because of what he did, but because of how badly his career fell apart. Adebayor was lethal for us. 2007-8 season, 30 goals in all competitions. He looked like he was going to be one of the Premier League's elite strikers. Then Manchester City came with their oil money, and Adebayor showed his true colors. Remember that celebration at the Etihad? running the full length of the pitch to celebrate in front of the Arsenal fans? Disgusting behavior. But here's the beautiful karma. His career absolutely tanked after that. One decent season at City, then he was shipped off to Real Madrid where he flopped, bounced to Spurs where he was inconsistent at best. Then it was downhill from there. Crystal Palace, Istanbul, Başakşehir, Kayserispor, Olympia. The man went from potentially being an Arsenal legend to being completely irrelevant. And the best part? We upgraded to better strikers anyway. Karma is beautiful, isn't it? Samir Nasri. This guy had everything. Skill, vision, technique, the lot. He was absolutely magical in that 2010-11 season. 15 goals and 4 assists in all competitions. He was running games from midfield. We thought we had the next French superstar. Then Manchester City waved their checkbook, and Nasri couldn't resist. Now sure, he won some trophies at City, 2 Premier League titles, but did he ever reach the heights he showed at Arsenal? No! He became a rotation player, never quite nailed down that starting spot. Injuries started piling up, and then came the doping ban. 18 months banned for receiving an intravenous drip in 2016. His reputation was absolutely destroyed. He tried to revive his career at Sevilla, Antalyaspor, and Anderlecht, but the Nasri we knew was gone. He went from being one of the Premier League's most creative players to being remembered as a cautionary tale. Wasted talent? Absolutely.
Alex Iwobi. Now, this one's a bit different. Iwobi wasn't necessarily a superstar at Arsenal, but he was a Haaland graduate who showed real promise. 149 appearances and 15 goals for us. But in 2019, Everton paid £28 million, excluding add-ons. £28 million. We absolutely robbed them. Don't get me wrong, Iwobi's not been terrible at Everton. He's been okay, just okay. But here's the thing. At Arsenal, he was developing into something special, playing with world-class players, learning from the best. At Everton, he's become just another mid-table player. No real progression, no development. He's now at Fulham trying to find consistency. Could you imagine if he'd stayed at Arsenal? With the way we're playing now under Arteta, he could have been something special. Instead, he chose the guaranteed playing time at Everton, and guaranteed mediocrity came with it. Aaron Ramsey. This one genuinely hurts. Ramsey was brilliant for us. That 2013-14 season, absolutely sensational. 16 goals from midfield. FA Cup winner in 2014 and 2017. Scored in both finals. He was Mr. Wembley for Arsenal. But in 2019, his contract ran out, and Juventus came calling with a free transfer and massive wages. Now you'd think a player of Ramsey's quality would thrive in Serie A, right? Wrong again. Injuries absolutely destroyed him at Juventus. He missed more games than he played. When he did play, he looked like a shell of his former self. 3 years at Juve, and what did he achieve? Practically nothing compared to his Arsenal days. Then Nice took him on loan. Then he went back to Wales with Cardiff City. From playing Champions League football to the Championship, Ramsey went from being Arsenal's FA Cup hero to being forgotten in Italy. His body couldn't handle the move. Should have retired a gunner, Aaron. Oh, this one still hurts. Robin van Persie, the ultimate betrayal. Our captain, our talisman, our everything. 31 goals in the 2011-12 season. Carried us almost single-handedly. We built the team around him. And what did he do? Signed for Manchester United. Not just any club, Manchester United. Manchester's last dance. Now, I'll be honest, that first season at United, he was brilliant. 26 goals, won them the Premier League title. It was painful to watch. But after that, decline. Second season, injuries started creeping in. Third season, barely played. Then off to Fenerbahce. The RVP who terrorized defenses for Arsenal? Gone. He had one good season at United and then fell off a cliff. Meanwhile, we moved on, got better, and built something special. RVP won one title and became irrelevant. He sacrificed legendary status at Arsenal for one trophy at our rivals. Was it worth it, Robin? I don't think so.
Cesc Fabregas, the one that got away. Or did he? Our captain, our leader, our Hale End Academy graduate. He was absolutely sensational for Arsenal. 303 appearances, 57 goals, 95 assists. He ran our midfield as a teenager. Absolutely bossed the Premier League. We thought he'd retire a gunner. But no, Barcelona came calling, his dream move back to Camp Nou. And what happened? He was played out of position, pushed out wide, used as a rotation option. Never quite fit into their system. 3 years at Barca, and what did he win? Trophies, sure, but he was never the main man, never the player we saw at Arsenal. Then Chelsea took him, and yeah, he won the league there, but let's be real, he was on the decline. 4.5 seasons later, he was off to Monaco, then retired. Cesc left Arsenal at his peak and never reached those heights again. He was better at Arsenal than he ever was at Barcelona or Chelsea. Facts. Number 1 might surprise you. Now, this one's different because it wasn't really his fault, but bear with me. Eduardo was flying for us in 2007-2008. 12 goals in 24 appearances. Looked like a future superstar. But then came that horrific tackle from Martin Taylor, the injury that changed everything. Eduardo was never the same after that. The speed, the confidence, the explosiveness, gone. He tried to rebuild his career, went to Shakhtar Donetsk, then Flamengo, Atletico Mineiro, but the Eduardo we saw at Arsenal, that player died on that pitch in Birmingham. Some might say this doesn't count because it was an injury, but think about it. Eduardo left Arsenal to try and rediscover his form elsewhere, and he never did. His career peaked at Arsenal. Everything after was just trying to recapture that magic, and it never came back. That's why he's number 1, a reminder that sometimes Arsenal isn't just a club, it's where players become legends, and leaving doesn't always mean moving forward. And there you have it, 10 players who learned the hard way. You don't know what you've got till it's gone. Arsenal isn't just a stepping stone, it's where careers are made, not where they come to die. These players thought they'd find success elsewhere, but they found out that Arsenal was actually bringing out the best in them. So next time you see a player linked with a move away, remember these names. Remember what happens when you leave the Arsenal. What do you think? Did I miss anyone? Drop the player names in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, smash that like button, subscribe for more Arsenal video, and hit that notification bell. Until next time, come on, your Gunners!